podcast of RedThe. We have a show for you today. It has been a while since we've had the three of us on a show together. And it's going to be a little while longer because...
He's late.
He's late. That son of a bitch.
It's not his fault.
Yeah, it's not his fault. Anyway, we haven't seen each other in a while. So we're gonna do a real quick catch up because we haven't we haven't done one of those in a while. So I'm going to talk about all the things that we have done since we last spoke, all the things we played, all the things that we watched, a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, I am, of course, your host, the one and the smoking pot roast. Yeah, I suppose that's my name. The one and only Bebop Man, Josh McMullen. And I am joined, as almost always, by my two side dishes, Dylan Sweet Potato Pie Martin. And, well, he's not here yet. He doesn't get introduced. I'm just kidding. Austin, Green Bean Casserole Stevens. So I have a question with regards to this. Is there a particular reason why he is a Green Bean Casserole?
No, I just like both of them.
Okay.
I like sweet potato pie more, but I do like green bean casserole, so I gave that to him as a alternate.
Okay. I feel like green bean casserole is an insult somehow.
Oh, no, I genuinely love green bean casserole, so
Oh, well, fair enough.
I just gave it to him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving.
Oh God, don't remind me.
I just want food.
I don't want this year to be over with. I mean, I want the year to be over with, but also it just means another day or year closer to death. So.
I mean, yeah, but Thanksgiving.
Wait, shouldn't you be, not wanting that also because Black Friday?
I don't give a fuck. Thanksgiving.
Okay.
I want that food, boy.
You can get that at Christmas, too.
Oh, I mean, that's just the next thing to be excited for. I don't give a fuck about the presents or the holiday. I just like the food that comes out with it.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Cool. All right, well, Austin will be joining us momentarily, so it's time to just talk about things. I don't think he's updated the document, because I don't know if he's going to talk about any of that stuff.
I think he's going to talk about all that stuff.
Okay, cool. All right. On the flight back from our trip, I watched...
To Mississippi?
Yes, to that place. Mississippi, Bahamas. Oh, dude, I don't know if I told you guys this. So we we had a fun time. We got to the airport and TSA was really not terrible. But it was also fucking 4 a.m. So fuck Atlanta. I don't know why they're always busy. They're always busy. I don't understand. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't terrible, right? But whatever. Anyway, we got through TSA no problem. And the reason I bring this up is because Kayla and I have been going every morning to this little place right down the street from us. Well, I say right down the street. It's like a mile or two away. And they make these little things that they call loaded teas. And what they are is basically these supplement teas that they kind of mix together. And they sell them for a really inflated price. Probably. I don't know if that's actually the case. But anyway, so we go there every morning. And we were like, we don't want to lose our routine, so excuse me, let's go ahead and just get the powders that they usually use to make our drinks and then we'll just do that on the boat, or like on the trip, because we also stayed in Miami for 2 days. But we'll just do that. Okay. TSA. Oh, also we had 2 of their cups because we were going to advertise for them. We were going to post on Instagram about them because they're awesome. They're really nice folks, and the drinks are fucking delicious. So we get through TSA with 0 issue. They don't say anything about the powders. They don't say anything about our cups. Great. We go to get on the boat. We get all the way through. They've checked our IDs. They've checked our birth certificates. Like all of that stuff. We get to this little checkpoint where I presume they're testing for, like, to make sure we're not bringing anything, like a gun or weapon on. And this lady sees our cups sticking out of one of our bags, which was kind of like a little beach bag. And she does not say a goddamn thing about why they're not allowed on or anything like that. They're completely empty, clear cups. And she points to them, points to the trash can, and then Kayla's like, what? And the lady just points to them, points to the trash can, and she goes, they're not trash though. And then the lady points to the trash can again, and Kayla goes, they're not trash, they're empty cups, you can see right through them. The lady points to the trash again, does not say a fucking word, and then Kayla says, oh fucking K, I guess I'll just fucking throw away these plain, clear, see-through cups. Lady doesn't say a goddamn word. Throws them away.
What the fuck?
And she's like, Kayla's like walking through the little things. Like, it's pretty fucking annoying that you won't even say what the reason is. Lady doesn't bat a fucking eye. We were furious about this for 2 reasons. One, because the lady didn't say a single thing. And we made it through the airport, no problem. Suddenly it's a problem to get on the boat. But then we get on the boat, and motherfuckers have massive, like, Yeti cups and, like these other things that, like, we're like, you can't even fucking see through it. How did this get on the boat? Like, what? Oh, man. We were fucking furious about that. Pretty much the entire trip.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like, I would have understood if she said, no, you can't bring that on because we have a rule against bringing on your own cups or something to that effect. Like, okay, fine. But she didn't say anything. Oh, okay. Anyway, the point I was trying to get at is, so we were supposed to go to Mexico. We get through that security checkpoint in particular. So we're already kind of primed to be like, you know, kind of angry. And we're supposed to be going to Mexico. That little, I say little, the tropical storm is sitting, when we're getting on the boat, it has moved away from Cozumel, which is where we were headed, and has kind of started to move up and is on a path towards Florida, South Georgia, that sort of thing. We are heading on the boat. They haven't said anything to us. No email, no call, nothing. We're getting on the boat, and they pass us a paper as we're heading to like get on that says, hey, we've updated the things. We're going to the Bahamas now. Like, what? Why are you just now telling us that we're going here when like you've known about the tropical depression for days, right? Like you've known that there was a storm there. Why are we just now getting notified of this as we're getting on the boat? Like, Kayla had already purchased like a little thing for us to use on our day in Cozumel. It was like an all-inclusive resort thing where we were going to stay for the day. We had a day bed already paid for. Like I said, it was all-inclusive, so we had like drinks, lunch, like all of that shit was already paid for. And we had a fucking call, and luckily they refunded us, but it was like, how how are you? How are you? Not going to say anything until just now.
How? What happens if they had someone on the boat that couldn't go to the Bahamas for some reason?
Oh, well, that would have been weird. But you want to hear one of the fucking funny things? One of the guests on the boat flew to Miami to get on this boat to go to Mexico. Do you want to know where she flew in from? I'm not even. I'm not even making this shit up. She flew in from Nassau.
She got to go back home.
Like, if I were her, I would have been fucking pissed. Like, how are you going to send me back to where I just came from?
I would fucking explode, dude. That is amazing.
Yeah. We had fun, though.
Christ.
We had fun. But it was just, dude, the beginning of the fucking trip was just like an actual nightmare. Like, we were just like, why? Oh, I didn't even tell you guys this either. We get down to Miami the first night, or I guess first day, because we flew in the morning. We get there. We go straight to the hotel because they have a policy where they can drop off the bags until your room's ready, and they just stay there. And we're like, okay, awesome. We get there, we're checking in, and then one of the people is asking for like a signature on everything, and so Kayla signed. I go to sign, and then Kayla motions Dylan over to sign, and the person's like, no, we only need the two people that are staying in the room. And Kayla was like, oh, we're all three staying in the room. And then she was like, the lady behind the desk was like, oh, that's not possible. Our rooms are 2 people only per room. We were like, no. No, that's not the case at all, because we booked this for 3 people. So, and they refused to let Dylan stay in the room with us. Like, just straight up. So we had to pay for him his own room for that one night in Miami.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. The entire beginning of our trip was just a gigantic clusterfuck, and I hope to God that never happens for anyone else again.
That's some kind of movie,
right? Anyway, finally, to get to the real thing, on our flight back from Miami, I watched a movie that I've been trying to watch most of the year called The Boogeyman. This is a movie that is based on a Stephen King short story. It was directed by Rob Savage, who, if I'm not mistaken, he did the movie Host, which was on Shudder, which is like a it's a made from like laptops that I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's supposed to be all in like a Skype session type thing, or a Zoom call or whatever. I thought that movie was a lot of fun. I actually really enjoyed it. I did not like this movie at all. This movie kind of felt a lot like, how do I want to say? It kind of felt like horror movie Mad Libs, where you take like a couple of words, have a line that you fill in with like generic horror thing, and that's what the whole movie felt like. Basically, the premise is that you have this family who recently lost their mother, and they're kind of struggling to overcome the death of their mom, with their therapist dad. The dad is unwilling to open up, and that's kind of the crux of the emotional I guess underpinnings there. And so they then kind of get invaded by this dark creature thing that they call the Boogeyman, who is kind of feeds off of death and misery and latches onto these kids. The only really, I guess, nice thing that I could probably say about this is that the cast in it is pretty good. I didn't hate anyone in this movie. I thought they all did a pretty solid job. But it's just fine. The biggest compliment I can give it, honest to God, is that it is one of those movies that you can put on during a Halloween party that no one pays attention to, but it's a spooky movie, so it's there. You know what I mean? It has like nothing going for it at all. Like, there's nothing exceptional about this movie, and because of that, it's super fucking boring. It's just really, really fucking boring. Yeah. I don't really have anything nice to say about it, unfortunately. Don't go watch that movie. I don't think it's in theaters anymore, but it's supposed to be coming to Hulu because I think that it was a Fox movie, so it's on Disney's stuff. They'll probably drop it on Hulu.
Don't even waste your time for free.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it.
Rip.
Cool. Has Austin joined us?
He's not joined us, nor do I have anything, so move on.
Okay. All right. Next thing I'll talk about is maybe my favorite thing that I've seen this year. Kayla and I finally sat down and watched both seasons of The Bear, the FX show. This is available on Hulu. Actually, the entirety of season 2 dropped on Hulu in one go back in July. We just kind of got June. I'm sorry. And we sat down and we watched the entire thing. The premise of the show is about this young chef named Carmen Berzatto. Everyone calls him Carmy, who inherits his family's Italian beef sandwich shop in Chicago after the suicide of his older brother. And so he comes home to run it, but he was working as a kind of like a 5-star chef type thing. And he is trying to not only revamp it in that manner so it runs more efficiently, but he's trying to also kind of like, have the staff who does not like him, or at least even if they like him, they don't really want to, do what he says because, he's been gone and they're used to things being a certain way, whatever. And the unresolved debts of his brother and the restaurant, and kind of dealing with the death of his brother and, past family trauma and shit. I absolutely fucking loved this show from, like, pretty much the word go. Like, the biggest compliment I can give it straight up is that everything feels like it feels when you work in a restaurant. It is chaotic. Everyone's shouting at one another. Everything is like go, 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 go. And it's all of that is kind of like mimicked in the editing and the camera work, in the way that everyone kind of like shouts over one another. And like, it's just, it really, really gets into that sort of, I don't want to say headspace, but it builds that atmosphere through really well told or well made filmmaking. I really like the first season a lot, but I think that season 2 is really, really where the show shines the most. In season 2, each one of the characters gets their own like standalone episode, and there are like each one of those episodes tells its own little mini arc about these characters, and it also somehow ties into the overall narrative of what's going on in season 2, which is kind of, if I had to put like a phrase to what the theme is for season 2, it's kind of that knowing what your limitations are, but being able to overcome those limitations in the face of adversity. Every single one of the characters kind of goes through this in season 2, and my favorite episode is not the one that everyone probably thinks is the best of season 2, which is the Christmas episode called Fishes. That one's my second favorite, and the reason that one's good is for what everyone says it is. It's because you literally get a glimpse into what it was like living with this family and why Carmen is the way that he is. And well, not even just Carmen though, like other characters that are in the show. But my favorite episode of the season is called Forks, which is actually the very next episode, where Cousin Richie is sent by Carmi to this upscale fine dining restaurant for a week to kind of follow them. And he gets there, and Richie is this character who I absolutely fucking love. The first season, he's the biggest shitbag. Like the biggest fucking shitbag. And you get to see glimpses of when he's not that in that first season. There's one episode, I can't remember which one it is, but there's one episode in season 1 where he goes out with the new girl. Oh shit, what is her name? Sydney. He goes out with the new girl Sydney to go do something, and they get in the car together, and then he answers a phone call that's from his daughter. And the really good thing about that scene in particular is that it just kind of stays on him, with Sydney kind of just like in the background, and you just watch his entire reaction and everything, and you see like underneath this braggadocious and really kind of off-putting persona, there's this really sweet and tender guy who's just really in over his head and really wants, like, he wants to find a way to be the best possible version of himself. But he doesn't know what that is because he's always being told that he's nothing, and also is never really given the, I think, fair shake that he deserves. And a lot of that comes out in that episode 6 that I was talking about, the Christmas episode. But episode 7 follows him. He goes to that restaurant where he is supposed to be learning, and he has this attitude where, like, he kind of, like, knows better. He's just gonna fucking skate by because Carmi just sent him there because he's trying to punish Richie. Like, that's the whole reason he's there. And he's going through the motions, whatever, and one of the restaurant staff pulls him aside because he's supposed to be cleaning these forks, and he's doing a bad job at it. And the employee pulls him aside, and he says, like, dude, I don't have the time for you to do this. Like, if you're going to be here, but if you're not, then fucking leave. And Richie's kind of like, you know, well, why do I care? And the guy's like, he asks, why do you care? And the guy's like, because when I do this and I get to see the faces on our customers, or like the faces our customers make when we make them happy and when we serve them food, it makes my fucking day. And he goes into more detail about all the things that like it means to him, but something there clicks with Richie. And then you see over the course of the next roughly 30 minutes of the episode, Richie really start to fucking get into his groove. He is becoming a great worker with the staff. He is putting together like things for the customers out front. Like he is doing everything that he needs to do in order to like make this ship run as efficiently as possible. And he's fucking excelling at it. He's doing a great fucking job, and he's loving it. And it is just, I cried at the end of that episode because there was just this, like, this sort of sweetness, because he's found his place. He knows what he's good at. He knows what he's doing, and he's no longer that kind of piece of shit that you met at the beginning of the first season. And I don't know, man. This show is so fucking good. It's probably my, like, Succession is over now. This is probably my favorite television show. I fucking love this shit. It is so fucking good. If you have the time, please go watch it on Hulu. I think the episodes are like 30 minutes a piece. I think season 2, some of the episodes get a little bit longer, but like, I mean, it is some of the best fucking TV I've ever watched. It's excellent.
Hell yeah, dude, this sounds
It's crazy to me because. Oh.
Hey.
How you doing?
Hey. I'm here.
Oh, he's here.
I'm here.
Yeah. Hey, welcome back. This is something that came up on my TikTok a while ago. Long time ago. And I remember seeing it, and I'm like, damn, I need to watch that. And then I forgot about it. And then you just told me about it, and I was like, this is sounding familiar. So that was my reminder. Oh, that's crazy to me. It just came back like that. Because this was on my list of shit to watch. So I just put it on my list on Hulu so I don't forget it this time.
Yeah, it's something special, man.
What show was this?
The Bear.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard a lot about that. I've heard it's
You know
really
that
good.
Burt Kreischer thing?
Yeah, that's the one. I think that's The Machine, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
It is.
Okay. All right. Well, now that Austin's here, Dylan, talk about Naruto.
No.
Talk about Naruto.
No.
Wait, hang on. What's the worst way to say it?
I think Naruto is probably it.
Probably, but I want to finish the first season before I talk about it.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm.
Where are you at?
Well, you know where I'm at because you read the text.
No, I didn't. That's bold of you to assume.
Yeah, Austin read things. You know he went to public school.
That's crazy. I didn't even finish it.
Oh God.
He's so good at.
Did
that is true, actually.
Did you watch Naruto back in the day as a kid? I'm just curious.
Yep. I did.
Okay.
Back in the day as a kid. Wow.
I mean, we are approaching our
No.
40s.
Now, what the fuck?
Oh,
I turned 35 in December.
All right, you're getting there. I'm not.
You're only like 2 years younger than me.
3, definitely 3. I'm 32.
I've still got some decent time.
Freshly 32. Well, you might be younger, but physically, you're probably older than us.
You're probably not. That's probably not inaccurate.
Yeah.
Honestly.
You've been building model kits.
Yeah, I wasn't going to talk about that, but yeah.
Oh,
I have been
all right.
doing that, I
We'll
guess.
talk about something that you have been doing, Austin. God damn. Why
Well,
you make this so difficult?
just
You're
got
late,
here.
and then
Yeah,
you fucking...
damn it, jeez. God.
Jesus Christ. The tension. I just got here. Yeah, I watched the One Piece live action adaptation. I didn't watch all of it.
I've got like an episode and a half left, but it's
Is it the
pretty
greatest thing
good.
since sliced bread?
No,
Okay.
no,
Those reviews are saying that it is.
It's for what it is. It's fucking great. I have a few issues where certain scenes have, well, honestly, a lot of scenes have been changed, and there are a good handful of characters that were supposed to be in these early arcs that just for whatever reason aren't fucking there. Some of them I can kind of understand, like there was a villain very early called Django, and his whole thing was he was heavily inspired by Michael Jackson, so he did a lot of teehees and a lot of moonwalks. I can only assume that wasn't added just out of general respect. But then there are some characters that, like, they're not super important now, but they become really important, like, hundreds of episodes from now, that are just not there. So it's kind of weird. And then there is one major character named Garp that is introduced in the live action by, like, the second episode, where in the anime and manga, you go hundreds and hundreds of episodes and chapters before you meet this guy. And it's a relatively big spoiler, and the live action just decided to throw it on into right at the very beginning. So that was odd, because I didn't know anything about that fucking character, because I haven't gotten anywhere near that far. But I've seen everything that the live action adapted, and they did a really, really solid fucking job. I'm not super fond of the profanity usage, and I know that that's fucking weird coming from me.
Especially considering the
yeah,
scenes that you
literally,
said
but
that
like
included
I don't like One Piece just doesn't feel like a story that that profanity kind of mixes well, and I don't know if that makes any fucking sense, but it's a very goofy and off the wall series, and it has this almost kind of childish vibe to it. And so just like this isn't something I can let my kids watch as much as Josie wants to, because she fucking loves One Piece just as much as me and Madison do. But like this isn't something that I can good conscience let her watch because of just how much fucking profanity is in here. But it's for a live action adaptation, man, it's really good, and it's definitely renewed my hope for live action adaptations. I'm not super worried about Netflix doing a Gundam adaptation anymore, as long as they have the right people behind it, and they seem to. So, but this adaptation did way fucking better than I think anybody expected it to, and I really hope to see it get renewed for a second season. But doesn't Netflix have a really bad track record with canceling shows that people even also really fucking liked?
Yeah, well, yes and no. So this is something that I could probably argue with what's his fucking name? New York guy? Skyrise Excellence? What the fuck? Justin, goddamn. I could probably argue with him about, but I feel like a lot of the stuff that they end up canceling that people are like, oh, people really like that. A lot of really vocal people like that. That doesn't mean that, look, it is...
That doesn't mean the majority liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. But, like, I mean, I saw from, like, I guess that first week, it was in the top 10 in 93 countries and was number 1 in 46 of them. So, 140 million hours watched. I mean, that's a lot of fucking...
Crazy.
Yeah.
I did see yesterday, too, that the one of the head producers of the series has, he came out and he was like, I just want to let everyone know, because people keep asking me about it. I have reached out to Jamie Lee Curtis, and she just hasn't gotten back to me yet. So, hopefully, they have ideas for a season 2, and I would fucking love to see Jamie Lee Curtis in that part, dude. That would be so cool. Even if it is a massive fucking pay cut, but it's a role that she seems to really fucking want to do.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see. Where are you at in the manga?
I am, I think chapter like 140 something. I'm like right. They have just gotten into the Grand Line for the first time. Whoever that means anything to. There you go.
Okay. Yeah, that doesn't mean anything to me. I was just wondering because.
It's just kind of daunting because I was sitting there the other day and I was like, oh hell yeah, like I'm 150 chapters deep, bro. Like I could fucking do this. And then I went back to the main menu on the Shonen Jump app, and then I realized I still have over 1,000 chapters left to go, and I was like, oh cool. Neat.
You're like, no thanks.
I think anime wise, we're also pretty much in the same spot right when they get to the Grand Line for the first time. And I think it's like episode 108 or 109 is where we last left off. And again, still have 1,000 more episodes, but Madison has it convinced in her head that we can have it finished by Christmas. I don't see that happening.
Oh,
but
there's no fucking way.
she was like, so the thing about One Piece is it feels really long, but every episode really is only like fucking 14 minutes long. The first 8 minutes of every episode is just a recap of the previous episode.
Okay.
So it's not super, it's really not that fucking long. But it's still kind of daunting. But we'll see. I don't know that I'm going to have it finished by Christmas, but it's a nice goal to set, I guess.
That's a little bit of a daunting task.
If I don't watch anything else, just One Piece, I should be able to do it. But I don't know that I can mentally do that.
Yeah.
Everyone I know that has been really into One Piece, they all recommend to watch it in bursts. They're like, don't burn yourself out on it. Don't try to fucking power through it. They're like, watch 50, 60 episodes at a time, come back in like a month and do it again. So we'll see.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. Did you you had on the list, I don't know if you guys talked about it last time. Did you talk about One Piece Red, the movie?
No. I don't think I did talk about that, but we did watch that, and I was very confused to see it be a fucking musical of all goddamn things.
Oh, wow.
But really good musical. I don't know the specific singer that did all the songs for this movie, but it was just one particular artist. And she was very, very, very fucking good. It's been a few weeks since I've watched the movie, so it's kind of not fully remembering it. But it was essentially a musical. Luffy and the crew pull up on this island, and it's this idol giving this giant grand performance, which an idol-esque character is something I didn't think I'd see in One Piece, but whatever. And they get there, and they realize that her singing is actually a devil fruit power, and it can basically control the reality around her. They don't explain that very well. They just kind of say, hey, whatever she sings happens, and that's just kind of what it is. And come to find out, she is actually Shanks' adopted daughter, and Shanks is the guy who inspired Luffy to be a pirate in the first place. Everyone is kind of shocked to realize Luffy and this girl knew each other as kids, and they grew up together. But she has a terrible disdain for pirates, feeling like her adoptive dad kind of abandoned her, and watching all these really terrible pirates kind of ruin the world around her. She kind of begins to resent Luffy and Shanks for what they do, and she eventually tries to basically trap the whole world in a song that gets the fucking Navy's attention, and it's this whole big climactic thing, and it was interesting. I watched it very out of context because there were a lot of fucking characters in this movie that I have not met yet in the anime, so it was kind of a jarring experience. But as far as just looking at it as a musical, it was very, very good. Very interesting. I didn't expect it.
Yeah, I definitely would not have expected that either.
But it did really, really fucking well in Japan's box office. It was one of the better movies that they've had in the last few years.
Oh yeah, that's fucking right.
Until that Studio Ghibli movie is about to come out and destroys every record in Japanese box offices.
Yeah, we'll see.
Because it's the last Miyazaki film.
Yeah.
So, have you guys seen that? Have you seen any of the trailers or anything for it?
Just promotional images.
It looks really pretty, dude, and there's a lot of homages to several of his other fucking works spread throughout the trailer, and it looks really pretty. I'm definitely gonna try to see it if they do a theatrical run here.
Hell yeah, dude. That's fucking rad. Cool. I'm gonna talk talk about Barbenheimer. I am doing it together because that's the only proper way to do this. So fucking it took me forever to see Oppenheimer because literally every fucking showing was just sold the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like all the time. And that was a big old pain in my ass, but you know, whatever. Finally got it. We're all good. Barbie, I think we saw opening weekend. And Barbie, I will talk about first. Barbie is my second favorite movie of the year. Barbie, I did not think would be a movie that I would say is in my favorite movies of the year. I don't think that was something that I would have ever remotely thought about saying. And I certainly didn't think that it was going to be as high as my number 2. It was my number 1 until I saw Oppenheimer. Barbie just fucking rules, man. It's very funny. It is incredibly well acted and directed. There are tons of sequences in there that, like, me as a movie lover, like I really enjoyed. Like the opening of the movie is a recreation of the opening sequence in 2001: A Space Odyssey. So it was just like right up my fucking alley. But like everything in the movie, from the production design to the music to, you know, just the jokes, it all really worked for me. And it really, really has a lot to say about power structures. And I mean, I saw so many people being like, oh, it's man-hating and shit like that. And like, really, if you watch the movie, it has absolutely nothing to do with like hating on men. It very much is about how, again, power structures work and how that is detrimental to everyone involved in the power structures. Like, for instance, the beginning of the movie, when you're taking a look at everything that's going on in Barbie Land, the Kens are the ones who are, for lack of a better term, oppressed. They don't have like voting rights. They don't have, you know, they're not really acknowledged as humans. Like they don't even have houses. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know where people were getting that this is fucking man-hating, but yeah, it really, really fucking hit me in ways that I didn't think that it was going to. It was a fucking comedy about Barbies, you know what I mean? Like, that was not something I expected to happen. I really fucking loved it, though. Still sitting solid at my number 2 favorite movie of the year. Really, really funny. If you get a chance to see it, if it's still in theaters, go see it. Or when it comes to VOD, you know, check it out.
Hell yeah.
Oppenheimer is the best movie of the year. I'm not sure that anything is going to top it for me. I don't have too many other things that I'm like, I don't want to say excited for, but there's not much else coming out this year outside of Killers of the Flower Moon that I'm really, really dying to see. So I think that Oppenheimer has a very good chance of being my favorite movie of the year. It is excellent from beginning to end, all 3 hours of it, and it really is, I think, in a lot of ways, Christopher Nolan's best movie, and quite probably his most personal movie. It really, really feels like a movie that is about him, very specifically. I think that it does have a lot to say about the obsessive nature of someone working. Like, if you look at this through the lens of like a creative person, like if Oppenheimer is an artist, you know, or a filmmaker or something like that, the sort of like narcissism that is involved with that, and how it pushes everyone around you away, and how it kind of consumes your every waking moment. And also how when you make something, how it leaves your hands and isn't yours anymore. There's a really, really amazing sequence. I mean, there are parts of it that are kind of strewn throughout the movie, because it kind of does the non-linear thing that, you know, a lot of the Christopher Nolan movies do, where it takes like a linear passage and then drops like things from in the future or in the past and kind of drops them in place for context. But near the end, it really showcases like how this man's invention was kind of ripped out of his hands, and how he in many ways is no longer responsible for the thing that he made. And yeah, man, it's beautiful. It is a really, really haunting look at what men can do when their obsession takes over and they think about none of the consequences of what they're doing. It is impeccably acted all the way across the board. I really think that Cillian Murphy is a front runner for Best Actor at the moment, and that Robert Downey Jr. is very likely a front runner for Best Supporting Actor. It is really, really, really special. If you have the chance to go see it in IMAX, I really cannot recommend it enough. Like, see it on the biggest fucking screen you possibly can. And if you can't, like, if that's impossible for you, the next thing I would say is wait until you have a home theater system with like excellent surround sound, because the sound design and the score in this movie are totemic, and you need something that's gonna fucking destroy your eardrums when you're watching it.
Damn.
It's excellent. It's the fucking best movie of the year. I can't say enough nice things about it.
It's on my list. I'm gonna watch it as soon as it comes to VOD.
Hell yeah. You won't be disappointed, I promise. Dylan might, but that's because everything disappoints Dylan.
Yep. He's not wrong.
Alright, Austin, what's this last thing you got on the list?
I don't know. You tell me what it is, because I don't have it pulled up in front of me.
Oh, it says Mobile Suit Gundam Kuru?
Yeah. Mobile Suit Gundam Doan's Island. This was the most recent Gundam theatrical release. It came to Crunchyroll a couple weeks ago, and the basic premise for this movie was actually an episode of the original Gundam series that did not make it past Japanese television because of how bad the episode fucking was. When this episode was being made back in '79, basically like 4 or 5 of the lead animators all got like a really, really nasty fucking virus that had them bedridden for like 3 weeks, so they had to outsource this episode to another company that like royally fucked it up, and it was one of the worst rated episodes of the entire series, and is part of the reason why the original Gundam got canceled in the first place. But a bunch of people over at Sunrise decided to revisit this story because they really, really liked it. It takes place during the original Gundam's timeline during the 1-year war, and basically Amuro and the rest of the White Base crew stumble upon an island inhabited by Zeon refugees that just so happened to be nothing but orphan children being protected by a Zeon pilot that went rogue. He was shot down a couple of months prior in the area and found all these children and decided, well, no one else is going to take care of them, so I'm going to. And he builds this entire like little self-functioning village on this tiny little deserted island, and basically tries as hard as he can to keep Zeon away. Eventually, Zeon Special Forces discover the island, and that the island actually used to be a Zeon base that is inhabited with nuclear warheads. So, of course, they want to set off those nuclear warheads. And the entire rest of the movie is Gundam and the White Base attempting to stop these warheads from being launched, which they eventually do, and they kind of part ways, deciding to leave this rogue Zeon pilot to do his own thing. The animation was fucking incredible. I want them to remake the original Gundam so fucking bad, because I just watched the original. I rewatched the original over the weekend. I watched the compilation movies that released in '81. Were not any better animated than the original release was. Because even for 1979, the original Gundam was considered to have pretty shitty animation, even by those standards. But super, super solid fucking movie. The animation was great. The soundtrack was fucking awesome. During the final battle, it had this kind of almost like metalcore, like really heavy blast beat type soundtrack, and it was very, very good.
Cool. Hell yeah, dude. That's cool as shit. Do you know, I think we kind of talked about this not too long ago, but do you know if they're gonna have the sequel to Hathaway out anytime soon?
I believe from the article that I looked up a few weeks ago when we talked about it, Hathaway is scheduled for some time next year.
Okay.
Which is, they're doing a lot right now, which is great. But holy shit, why is it taking you guys so long to adapt Hathaway?
Yeah.
I want to read the novels. I've heard they're really fucking good. But I can't ever find them. I can't find a website that hosts them properly and that's easy to read, and I can't fucking... I haven't found them anywhere locally, and if I do, they're super fucking expensive.
Yeah. Okay.
I also don't like to read books, so,
Yeah.
if it's not pictures, I don't want it.
That seems like a very Austin thing to say. Okay, cool. Well, I guess if Dylan really doesn't have anything, Dylan, where are you at in your strongman journey?
I'm not strong enough yet.
Okay.
Okay, that's a simple answer.
It is.
I mean, hey, if you know, you know.
I see you lifting shit, though. You're doing great.
I do be trying.
He do be lifting.
He do be lifting, all right. Cool. All right. Well, cool. I guess with that said, we should go ahead and I guess get to what we've been playing. And I'll start with a game that I'm sure that you guys are probably not going to play. I have been playing the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game. And this game is genuinely one of the most frustrating games I've ever played, for a number of reasons. And the main reason is that it can be the most difficult fucking thing if you are playing against people. This is something that I have found to be the case with Dead by Daylight a lot recently, where if you are playing against people who, like, what they're there for is to win the fucking game, then the whole fucking thing becomes this obnoxious sort of, like, race to see who is, like, the winner, so to speak, like, for lack of a better term. And it makes everything unfun. Like, obviously you want to win. Like I don't think that I don't think that you would be playing the games if you didn't want to win, right? Like that's just
Right.
not how a lot of people end up playing video games. They wanna fucking win. But like I feel like there's a lot of fun that could be had from like people just playing the game. And I don't think that a lot of the people who are actively playing TCM are playing it for fun. They're playing it to be competitive, and that just inherently mops some of the fun.
I mean, it definitely comes from Dead by Daylight, though, right? Because if you're playing TCM, you've probably played Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
And, like, if that's the case, you're a tryhard.
Yeah. I mean, and, like, I don't think that there's anything necessarily wrong with wanting to win. Like, I want to win, you know what I mean? But, like...
Yeah. But there's a point where it becomes not necessarily toxic, but just unenjoyable to play with.
Exactly. And I feel like if I had gotten in this game before everyone else had gotten in and kind of made it into this sort of thing, I think that I could be having a lot more fun with it. But currently it's very frustrating to play because, like I said, a lot of people are playing it as if it's like live or die if you don't win. Like, you know, and that gets very frustrating. There's some other things that I've noticed that really kind of bother me that aren't related to the players. There's really not a whole lot of content here, and like I don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing when the game first starts, because like, you know, Dead by Daylight didn't start with like, you know, the 8,000 killers and 20,000 survivors that it currently has. Like, that's not how it started.
Right.
And Friday the 13th had a pretty lackluster amount of content to it when it first played, but I had a lot of fun with both of those. But this game has 3 maps, and they all kind of feel the exact same, and I don't necessarily think that there's enough of a difference between the survivors for you to necessarily want to pick between one or the other. They definitely have their own perks and their own like abilities that make them more fun to play than just, you know, random Stranger A or whatever. But I don't know, it just doesn't feel like a full-fledged game just yet. And I think that that's maybe an unfair criticism, but I do think that it's a criticism. I do think that, you know, if it had more stuff going on, like, it would be a little bit easier to swallow some of the other problems that I have with it. I also have noticed a fair amount of, like, glitches and relatively recently, like after this newest patch has come out, there have been a lot of instances where I'll be in the middle of the game, I think that I'm still playing the game, but I've been disconnected, and the only reason that I know that I've been disconnected is because my action button isn't working anymore. Like, I'm trying to pull out open up a little hatch or like find a tool to use to unlock a door or something like that, and I'm trying to press the button and it's just not working, and that's the only reason that I know that I've been DC'd. And then sure enough, about a minute later, the game stops and it says network error issue happened, and that's been a little frustrating. I do think that there's a little bit of a I don't know how to describe this. I feel like the progression for this is also a little too slow, I guess, and I'm hoping that that's something that they fix alongside these glitches with like future updates. But I don't know. I feel like I'm not making any headway with any of the characters. Like, none of the perks that I'm using are leveling up. None of the abilities I'm using are leveling up because the experience is like just there's not enough being given. Yeah, I don't know. This has been very negative, but like I actually am really liking it. Like, as frustrating as it is, and for as many bad things that it has going for it, like I'm really kind of having like a really good time playing it. I think part of that is because I'm a fan of like the sort of asymmetrical multiplayer, and I really, I'm not a huge Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan, but like I have a reverence for the series, and that probably helps things a little bit. I don't know. Play it or don't. It's on Game Pass. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it because like this is a very me game,
Yeah, very niche.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see its player base in a year's time.
Yeah, I am too, because I still really think that Evil Dead the game, I kind of think that it knocks both Dead by Daylight and this game out of the water, at least in terms of like what it can do and the amount of like depth that it has with the gameplay and stuff. But I don't know. We'll see, because Dead by Daylight, or not Dead by Daylight, sorry, Evil Dead kind of fell off for me after, a hot minute. So I don't know. What you motherfuckers been playing?
I've been playing Armored Core. I finished Armored Core, actually.
Oh, shit.
And it was very, very good. I had no expectations going into this. I've never played a single Armored Core game, and the only FromSoft game I'd finished prior to this is Elden Ring. So I was like, okay, I'm probably going to have a bad time. But I didn't. This is not... This is not, like, the same kind of difficulty as the Souls titles in Elden Ring. Because, like, I feel like in those games, like, the environments also are made to fuck you up. And
oh, yeah.
That didn't happen here. Like, all of there's nothing really in the environment to hurt you. But, like, all of the general standard enemies, they're just, like, 90% of them take all of 2 shots from any weapon, and they're done. But the bosses, on the other hand, are a fucking spectacle. But similar to Dark Souls and Elden Ring, they are fucking infuriating. There's one boss specifically called the Baltius, and it's essentially a AI controlled Armored Core with like hundreds of missile pods like going all the way around it in a full 360 degree, and every single one of those shots feels undodgeable. Like, it feels like there's no way to not take damage from that. And just like a lot of previous FromSoft game, the boss fights are genuine learning experiences. I was kind of nervous, thinking that there might be like maybe one build that's like particularly better than everything else in the game, and I would get that and just stick to it. And that didn't really happen. A lot of these bosses are so dynamic that they force you to be constantly switching your shit up in order to have a better chance at them. And I really enjoyed that. The story is essentially you are a unnamed mercenary that gets dropped on this planet called Rubicon to investigate this energy source called the Coral. And but the game's super fresh, so I'm not going to get super into spoilers, because I don't really have a good... I feel like this is one of those games where you don't have a full grasp on everything that's going on around you unless you do multiple playthroughs, because there are certain missions that when you finish them, they will lock you out of other missions. And it's kind of weird because you have basically you're a mercenary, so you have all these different corporations constantly hiring you for jobs, but then like like one corporation called the Balaam Company will hire you to basically slaughter an entire fucking military installation, and then the company that owns that same military installation will then send you a job against the company that previously hired you. And so, like, it's kind of a weird... It's like, damn, am I the only one that these companies are using for this shit? And it's kind of a weird story, but it was a whole lot of fun. It did kind of throw me off the whole, like... It feels weird playing the entire game thinking that, like, there's, like, a little pilot on the inside, and it's not. You're like an augmented person, but you're essentially just a bag of goop. Like, there's not anything else. You're just a bag of goop in a giant robot. The customization is fucking insane. Like, there's so much you have to take into consideration. Like, you have to take into the weight of your armored core and the energy usage. You have to get better generators to power stronger weapons later down the line. And there's a lot to it. And like, the tiniest change in your armor can have a huge fucking effect in how your armored core performs. And I really enjoyed that. And I think this game is a whole lot of fucking fun. I think I said it in the group chat. I don't really want to say that this is my definitive game of the year, because it could just be recency bias. I did just finish it a couple of days ago, but I had a really, really, really good fucking time with it, and I can say that. I don't know that I'm going to be going back to do New Game Plus anytime soon, just because there's so much other shit that's about to get ready to come out. But hopefully I can get to that before the end of the year, because there are actually 18 more missions that are locked behind New Game Plus and New Game Plus Plus. I also have not tried the multiplayer yet at all. I've heard the multiplayer is just like every other FromSoft multiplayer. It's fun, but it's frustrating. So we'll see. But the rest of the game is fucking fantastic. It's a 10 out of 10 for me.
I'm hoping to have time for it, and something that would be beneficial is if it went on sale when it came to like Black Friday or something.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure it probably will.
I think it might, even if it drops down to like 45 or something, I would be grateful. There's a lot of shit happening right now. Starfield just came out.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going to be very busy fourth quarter this year.
Oh, God, for sure. There's so much shit coming out.
But I do want to play it because it looks genuinely fun.
Dude, the gameplay is so... like, it's buttery fucking smooth. I did not have a single performance issue that I noticed one single time while playing this game. Which is kind of crazy, because a game with, like, you know, like super fast mech action, bunch of explosions and giant bullets being shot around, like you would expect the game to start to slow down a little bit, especially during heavy firefights, but I didn't notice it one time. And that's, to me, that's good. Especially after the last couple of years of video game releases, that's impressive. That's a fucking statement.
Hell yeah. Cool. What you got going on, Dylan?
I don't know which one I want to talk about.
What about the one you finished literally today?
Yeah.
That's a good game.
Oh, I mean, that's on the list, but I that's also like my ultimate talking point too.
Oh, I got you.
Ultimate talking point.
Yeah, I guess we'll just start with that. Fuck it. I think I said on the last podcast that I started Heart Gold again, and today I wound up finishing it, so I added that to the challenges. When I say finish it, I mean I hit credits for the first time. I can still go to Kanto and do all that, which is what I will do now. But I hit credits, and I started out not playing Heart Gold. I actually started out playing Alpha Sapphire, then somehow I got sidetracked on Heart Gold, and I'm glad I did, because I realized I missed that kind of challenge. Like, that's predates the global EXP share, and you don't even get the EXP share until like 15 hours into the game. And I missed that a lot, man, because I got to spend a lot more time, like, actually cultivating a team that I cared about, and I didn't just have one overpowered dude leading the party, you know. You don't have that luxury to turn it off in the new games. And getting to kind of invest that time into a team again and just explore a game that, I mean, it's genuinely probably my favorite game of all time, or at least, you know, one of the ones that we talk about a lot, like that or Stardew. Definitely favorite Pokemon game of all time, that's for sure. And it's been a while since I actually spent the time to go into it and beat the full thing, man, and I just forgot so much of what makes these games special. Like, I don't need a big open world. Like, I'm very grateful for what Scarlet and Violet did, but I just love the level of detail and, like, I guess the sense of wonder, like, even after all of this time, you know, starting out with Gold, Silver, Crystal till now, like, I know exactly where I'm going and everything, but I still have this sense of, like, a little bit of, like, giddiness as a kid, like, that I'm walking through Johto. And it's special, man, and the soundtrack is incredible in that game. It's so banging.
So good.
And it just takes me back to I don't know what it takes me back to, but it just...
Happiness?
I think it's the best. I mean, maybe. I mean, because I am genuinely happy when I play it, too. I'm super excited for what comes next, because it has been a long time since I've beaten Heart Gold, or Soul Silver, and now I get to go through Kanto, like I'm about to do the Surge battle and everything. For the first time, you know, you land in Kanto, and that's the first gym that you take on. And I'm just going to kind of spend some more time with it. I was thinking in my head, what do I want to move on to next? And the answer is really nothing. Like, I had a lot of fun with it. I really enjoyed kind of getting to see the challenge of the old school gym leaders, and, like, I really struggled with Jasmine because I didn't have a true steel type counter at the time, and lo and behold, like, and truly it shouldn't have worked out because it's technically weak to her first two Pokemon, but I went and found a Seal, and I've never had a Seal or a Dugong on my team before. And because of that, like, because of me having to go out of my comfort zone and find it, like, it's so crazy what happened, because Dugong's now, like, it's going to be a staple for me. It became my main Pokemon, like, even outside of my starter Pokemon, like, Dugong was just number one. And I thought that was a lot of fun. My final team when I beat the Elite Four today was Espeon, Crobat, Ampharos, Dugong, Meganium, and Donphan. And that's just... it's a team that does hit hard, but it's just, like, fun and classic. And so many of those Pokemon, like, just scream out from my childhood. Like, Espeon's my favorite evolution. Ampharos is just adorable. Donphan's, like, underrated as shit.
Absolutely.
You know, Dugong's now a legend to me. Crobat's a staple. But it also made me realize how many Pokemon from Johto I genuinely fell in love with, and just, I feel like, get forgotten about, like Ladion. One of the best, most adorable bug types. You had Scizor on your team in Violet, and I was like, hell yeah, because that's, you know, right back from those Johto days as well. What else? Like, you know, Ampharos now still gets a little love because it's in those later games. But, like, Ariados, man, Tyranitar, like, one of the best pseudo-legendaries that's not a dragon type. It's something completely different. You know, Sneasel got introduced there. It's a nice time to be able to go back and spend so much time with it. I think I capped out at 25 hours today. It took me to beat the 8 gyms and, you know, Team Rocket, Ho-Oh, and then the Elite Four. And now I'm only halfway there because it's the next 8 gyms, the Elite Four again, probably, just because I can, and then on to face Red through Mount Silver at some point, you know, get some legendaries and stuff like that too, but go to Cerulean Cave, get up to some shenanigans there. I'm excited, man, and I'm excited because I have been playing other games alongside of it, and I still make time for it every single goddamn day. No matter what I'm playing, I still have an itch to play Heart Gold. Like, I don't have that with Violet or Alpha Sapphire, but it's just it's a nice, like, burning love, passion for the game, and it's not dissipated after 13 years. By the way, this game came out in 2010, 13 years ago.
Damn.
So,
Hell yeah.
nice fire.
Dude, I'm a big fan of,
Crystal.
well, the gold and silver generation as a general rule.
Yeah.
But
Really do want, like, a Let's Go Togepi or Let's Go Pichu, you know, the whole, like, that's my Johto dream for the same style that, you know, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee had. Like, I would love it for one of those two things to happen.
Oh yeah. Johto is just so, like, it's so memorable.
It is. It's God,
so
I
unique.
will die on the hill. It's the best region.
I agree.
yep.
Fuck
Same.
everything else.
Pokemon's garbage after that.
Yeah, I agree with that also. Well, until fucking what was it? What was the newest one? Oh, I fucking remember.
Scarlet and Violet.
Violet.
Yeah, Scarlet and Violet. I really fucking like those games. I haven't touched them since my little spell ended, but
Yeah.
Doesn't the DLC come out next week?
Yep.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, I know. That noise you just made, that's been me for the past week.
Don't know when I'm gonna get to that.
Genuinely, because as you know, I've also started playing Starfield, which I'll talk about in a
Yeah,
minute.
same.
But
it never ends.
there's too much shit coming out. Fucking Phantom Liberty.
Yeah.
When does
I'm
that
not even
come
gonna be
out?
able to play it, dude. End of the month.
Yep.
When is have they already done, like, the big update to, like, the base game that was supposed to change a bunch of shit?
I think that's coming with Phantom Liberty.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
okay,
the-
okay.
Or like it's. I know what
Like
you're
the
talking
basically
about. It's still
Cyberpunk 2.0.
imminent. Yeah, which I think yes.
Okay.
Still on the way, so that's coming. And then I'm not gonna lie to you, I do want to play Baldur's Gate, but I have been. It's so bad because it's not even a game from this year. So but Sabrina's been playing Forbidden West, and I never finished the first Horizon game. And I now want to play Forbidden West, but I need to go play fucking Horizon Zero Dawn, and beat that too. And I haven't even told her that yet.
Play Zero Dawn. Don't play Forbidden West. It's the same game, only worse.
No.
Well, but how beautiful that
It
game
is very
dude.
pretty. I'll give you that. Yeah.
I will get lost in that shit forever. Just like what I'm doing right now on Starfield is I just it's fucking Bethesda game, dude. Why am I going to follow the main quest? I'm not.
He said I'm not.
I'll talk about it in a minute, but if a game is just gorgeous and I can just explore infinitely, I will fucking do that.
Yeah.
That is what I will do. I loaded up Skyrim the other day just because I had a Bethesda itch and I was waiting for this shit to come out. And all I did, I didn't do quests. I walked around picking flowers for 2.5 hours.
Jeez.
Not even kidding. Just, I mean, I do alchemy and shit in the game, but that's just, it's such an addictive thing. And to walk through the plains of Whiterun, just picking up, it's bad. And guess what? It's the same fucking shit in Starfield, so that's not good.
Lord.
I'm done.
Okay.
Spoken enough. That's literally it for the rest of the podcast. I'm just going to go ahead and leave.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Now, for me, another game that you guys are probably not going to play.
Oh, come on. That's not true.
No, I don't think either of you are going to touch this fucking game.
What is
I've been playing Season, A Letter to the Future. I really fucking like this game. It is a very similar experience in a lot of ways to what Sable was. Was Sable last year or the year before?
That just hit me in my chest, dude. I think that was 2 years ago.
Holy shit.
Was that 2 years ago?
Sable game. 2021. Holy fuck.
Damn.
Wow.
That's wild. That feels like last year.
It really does.
What was the big... Oh, Neon White was last
Yep.
year. I was going to say, what was the big stylized game from last year? That was it.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's wild. Okay. Well, that makes me feel fucking old.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah, seriously, we were. Okay, so this is a sort of like go at your own pace, just explore and take in the world around you type game. Like I said, very
Starfield.
very similar to Sable, and in much the same way as I felt about Sable, the writing in this game is beautiful. It is so sad. Like, it is just somber as can be, and really, really nails a sort of I don't want to say sadness, because it's not sad, but it is like a sort of I don't know, like a understanding of what the world is, I guess would be the best way to put it. It's kind of a look at all of the ugliness that can be found in the world, as well as all of the really, really beautiful stuff, and how it all kind of mixes together. Basically, your job is, or like you play as Estelle, this young woman who leaves her little like isolated home for the first time, and she is tasked with creating a record of the world for the next generation, before the next season comes. And the way that the seasons work isn't how we think of, like, you know, summer, winter, fall, spring, all that shit. Seasons are like eras where you can go years within a season, or you can go months within a season type thing. Like it's very like it can go either way. And basically you set out from your small town that you've been in your entire life, and you go out and explore the world and you document what you see. And there are just so many really, really, really great pieces of like environmental storytelling. And then there are also these little bits of story that are given directly to you through dialogue, and it's beautiful. It's very moving. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it, really, other than it's very of its time, I feel like, and very like prescient. I don't know. I really like it. I think it's pretty good, and yeah, it's good stuff, man.
Hell yeah. It looks interesting.
Yeah, the art style,
You look
the
interesting.
art style is really fucking good, man. I really like the art style a lot.
It is a cool little art style.
But okay, well,
It's on my maybes.
it's on. Okay, hey, it's on your maybes. It's on.
I mean, maybe I'll have time.
It's on Austin's
I
never.
definitely want to play it.
Austin's never gonna play that shit.
Austin
No,
Neverland.
probably not.
Yep.
I'm just gonna be upfront with you. It does not look like my cup of tea. It looks
Yeah.
pretty, but
Well, that's why you sip it. Maybe you find out you like tea.
That's true.
or I could just not.
Yeah, that sounds like something you would do.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yep.
Anyway,
What else you doing?
I have been playing a lot of Gundam Battle Operation 2 because of Armored Core.
This,
That's not. Why.
huh?
Yeah, that's not why.
You have.
Bro, why do
now
you
you're
think I've
building
watched
model
fucking
kits.
12 Gundam movies in the last 2 weeks? It's because of Armored Core.
No, it's because you just really like Gundam.
Well,
Don't try
I mean,
to
also
gaslight
You don't
us.
need a reason.
Also that, but
You don't need.
I mean,
reason.
you're right. Listen, you know what? This isn't about me, all right?
No, you're right. It's about the robots.
But yeah, Gundam Battle Operation 2 is a free-to-play multiplayer game available on PC and PlayStation consoles. It actually plays very similarly to Armored Core, just nowhere near as fucking fast. And by that, you are very slow. It takes a very realistic approach to mobile suits in that you are these giant, crazy, slow fucking war machines. And it's a very good time. It's kind of similar to Overwatch, but more in like a third-person perspective. Features hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of mobile suits, spanning all the way from the original series to stuff like Char's Counterattack, and that's like 20 fucking years of shit right there. But not a game for everybody, but I really like it. It's a lot of fun. And it's free, so it's like it's a nice thing I can kind of dip my toes back into every now and then.
Okay. Cool. Well,
Someone else go.
It's you. You're next.
I don't want to. I only got one more.
okay. Well, I mean, I think we're both in the same boat where we'll both have just initial impressions. You actually might have more to say
Yep.
about Starfield than I do.
Don't say you guys.
I doubt it.
Okay. Well.
I
All
played
right.
it
Well,
for like 30
I'll
minutes.
knock out Sea of Stars real quick.
Sea of Starfield.
Sea of Starfield. I started playing Sea of Stars. This was a game that I have been looking forward to for a very long time. When did this come on my radar? I think it was at the Game Awards or something like that. I really like Sabotage Studios' first game, The Messenger. And this looked like everything I wanted in a throwback RPG. So far, I really fucking dig it. I think that the combat is really cool and really fun. It's not as insane and tactical as you could maybe find in some older RPGs, but there is stuff here that like makes it a lot more than just a typical turn-based RPG, where like I have found myself actively looking towards ways to kind of like break the combat. Like it's not a fucking Pokemon shit where like, okay, grass is, beaten by fire type thing. It's actually kind of similar to Bravely Default in a little bit of like in a way where like there is a sort of like stagger meter that will pop up on some enemies sometimes, and you can choose between which characters you choose to go within a round. But you need to, in order to do the stagger, you have to hit specific key marks. So you have to make sure that you're using the right characters at the right time. So it's like this added layer of strategy that like I genuinely was not expecting out of a turn-based RPG in 2023, to be just totally honest with you. And so far, I am just really, really enjoying it. The music's fucking great. It looks beautiful. The presentation just all around is just really great. I don't know enough about the story yet to really have a grasp on whether or not I think it's, the greatest thing since sliced bread. But I'm enjoying what I'm playing. So I'll have more to report next week probably.
Bet. Okay.
I started it, but I
Austin,
haven't
you
even
have more
gotten
on your
any.
list?
I haven't even gotten to like the combat yet. I've barely touched it, but from what I've seen of it, it looks really, really pretty, and I'm excited to play some more of it.
It does. I think Jeff said it looks or feels great
yeah,
too.
I've read Jeff said something about it the other day.
Oh. Yep.
Did you say oh?
Yeah. Yeah. It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Good. Austin, you have
Nope.
anything?
I'm out.
Nope.
I'm out.
You're out?
He's out. He's done.
All right. Well, I'm all in. Not
Okay.
really. Don't. No.
And me?
No, I'm not.
You're all in, like
What?
WWE or no AEW?
Like AEW. CM Punk. What?
Oh God.
What? Where will he go?
Where
I don't know.
might he go? Oh boy. Okay.
Fuck. I started Starfield last night
Mhm.
at 8:04 p.m. I passed out at like 9:30, but I spent 30 minutes customizing my character.
Oh my.
And then I finally got to play a little bit. Yeah. Dude, customization's fun, man. I felt like a little badass creating my character. I don't know about you guys, but I was having a blast with it. So I can't wait to see how much time I spend in Baldur's Gate whenever I get to play that.
Dude.
That's not going to be good.
Yeah.
But last night, I won't even lie, I was like, I'm not vibing with this. Like I was not having a good time, but I think it was really just because of how tired I was. But today I woke up and I went to the gym, got my stuff done, and I came home and I was excited to sit down with it, and I said, let's give it a better shot. Let's see what we can get up to. And that's essentially what I've been doing ever since. Like I played Pokemon there for a little bit, and that's when I beat it. But I've been on Starfield, post that and while we've been playing, and I don't know where I'm at, man. Like I think I just need more to do, because as of right now, I'm getting caught in that same loop that I do get caught up in let's just say Skyrim and Oblivion. Like I just go around and I'm exploring the environments and stuff, but I've not really found a lot of sustenance yet to keep me going. Like there's one main quest, and maybe I need to do this a little more for things to open up a bit. But I've already made it to like one of the other worlds where I've joined the group called the Constellation, and I guess I'm about to go and start exploring and everything like that. But I've had a few chances to actually go out into some of the planets that are available. Like I very quickly made it to our solar system, and then I immediately left because I landed on Mars and about got radiation poisoning. So that was no. Then I went back to the nice peaceful planet. My dog is whining and I don't know what she wants. I think maybe she doesn't want me to talk about Starfield. But I made it back to the planet that genuinely looks kind of like our part of Georgia mixed with a little bit of Colorado. And it's really pretty, and I'm having fun in exploring these environments, but I'm not finding anything in them. Like, I see animals, and I see fauna to scan, like it's fucking No Man's Sky, but I don't see people, I don't see settlements or foundations, and I don't know how far I have to go to find any of these things. But you would think if I can land right here where I'm landing at, there would be something nearby for me to do. And by the way, the fucking ships are pointless. Like, you don't even, I don't know why the fuck those are even in the game, because you can't fly the shit except for when you're hovering in outer space, and that's just so you can then use it as a fast traveling system. So that's good. But I'm hoping something blooms from this, because the game's gorgeous. I will give it that. It is a stunning game. I like the combat. It feels it's fucking Fallout. That's what it feels like. It's Fallout mixed with No Man's Sky's little lasers, and that's about it. It has all of the things that I know that I would love about a Bethesda game with nothing to do inside of it. So, I don't know when I start finding things, but it's not there yet.
Okay. Well, damn.
Feels very empty.
Yeah. That's, I want to say that's unfortunate, but I kind of, like, I got to be honest with you. When they were saying like they made like thousands of planets and stuff, I was like, okay, so
Yeah,
a lot of
everyone-
it's just going to be empty.
Yeah.
Which
I expected it, but I didn't expect it to this degree. I think I might just need to do a little bit further into the constellation quests, and then maybe, surely that will open up something to where I can start finding more populated areas. Like I found this really big hub city, and that's great because there's lots of lifeless NPCs walking around, but there's nothing that I found like on the planet side of things, which sucks because you would think the opening part of the game they'd have at least packed a few things in there to be like, hey, this is what you could have. And even on some of the planets that are available in the solar systems that you're traveling to, don't have shit to land on, so they're just there. So I don't know what the point of this game is yet, but it needs to fucking hook me soon, or I'm moving on to Horizon Zero Dawn.
Is you playing it on
Xbox. Well, I'm playing right now on PC because the one great thing about it is that it's cross progression. So, but I have been playing on my Xbox Series X.
Okay.
But I'll keep giving this a shot throughout the week, and hopefully next week I can come and be like, oh yeah, dude, I was a total dumbass. I should have just played 30 more minutes or something like that. That's what I'm hoping happens. And I just need to play a little bit more.
Okay. Yeah, I need to. I need to give it a shot, but I'm gonna be playing more Sea of Stars.
Yeah, the other Star
The
game.
other Star game. I'm gonna be,
Maybe I'll do that. No, maybe I won't. I need to focus.
you need to focus.
Hopefully you have to make yourself focus.
It's not easy, Austin. Like
I know.
You building a model kit is like holy shit.
That's the only time I do focus like that on anything.
I'm glad you can do that. Congrats.
You got that ADHD. You got that ADHD.
I have a lot of things.
Yeah, don't we all?
I have a lot of things. Yeah, we do.
All right. Well, you know what we got next? Some picks of the week. So let's knock those out and get on out of here. My pick of the week is I listed a song in the document, and that's what'll go on the show notes. But my pick is the new Islands album. Came out on the 25th, and
oh shit!
I have not stopped listening to it.
Holy fuck!
It's good shit.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's my favorite album of the year.
Oh my god! We've had favorite movie of the year and favorite album of the year.
And maybe favorite game. Well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how everything works out. But yeah, it's very good, very very good. The singles have all been bangers. I've had a lot of fun listening to everything on the album. So it's good stuff. If you have heard them before and like it, recommend checking it out.
Hell yeah.
My pick of the week this week is a song called Coma by an artist named Taylor Acorn. I've never listened to her before. I found her on TikTok when she was advertising the song. The song also features an artist named Cassadee Pope. She was the original lead singer for the pop punk band Hey Monday, like in the mid-2000s. And then after that, she went on to win, I think it was The Voice, and then she kind of started doing country music for a little while. And now she's dipping her toes back into pop punk. If you are a fan of like the kind of mid-2000s Paramore and New Year's Day and and even stuff like Hey Monday, then this song's probably right up your fucking alley. It's very, very good.
Hell yeah. Cool.
My pick of the week is a song. You do truly do a playlist of it, but it's one specific song by Helynt and GameChops. It'll be posted in the show notes. It's New Barktown. It's literally Pokemon lo-fi music, and it is so cathartic. And it's from Heart Gold and Soul Silver, or just those general days of the New Barktown theme song. It's that put into a lo-fi vibe, and it is incredible. And if you just search Pokemon Lo-Fi on Spotify, or I guess if you have Apple Music, I have no idea, but on Spotify, Pokemon Lo-Fi comes up with some pretty fantastic playlists that have just everything mixed into, you know, great lo-fi shit. So check it out.
Yeah. Hell yeah. All right, cool. All right, well, I was gonna say that's it. That's the end of the show, but that's not true because we need to get through our
The thingy.
yeah, the things that we do.
For love.
Yeah. As always, you can find us on social media for all things Culture Pop, Hunting Pixels, and the Culture Pop family of content. By that, I mean you can find me. All the stuff that we do here, I post on Instagram on the Culture Pop Instagram. You can find that at culture_pop. The YouTube channel will have some fresh content coming soonish. I mean, I hope soonish. We'll see how long it takes me to edit this fucking video, but you can go watch the old videos on youtube.com/c/culturepop and do that. Yeah. And then you can find me on Twitch. I forgot about Twitch. I might be doing some Twitch stuff soon. I really just need to get a schedule together, but things are, you know,
Life sucks.
So yeah. I don't know. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe it won't. We'll see.
This is the part of the show where the depression comes out.
Truly.
It's when we have to say goodbye. That's why it's so sad.
That's it. That's why.
That's what it is. Yeah. Goodbye. I'm joking.
Oh, God. Yeah. And then if you want to follow me, you don't have to, but if you want to, you can follow me on Instagram at the BebopMan182, and you can follow me. No, that's on Twitter. Sorry. On Instagram, it's at BebopMan182. I don't know what I'm doing, but yeah. Anyway, last but not least, if you like, you know, kind of like what we're doing and stuff, then go to patreon.com/culturepop and consider tossing us a pledge. We got some cool stuff going on over there, and yeah, good stuff.
Just real quick, I came up with this earlier in the week, and I was super proud of it. And Sabrina didn't give it the praise that I know that it deserves. So can I just tell you guys something that I made up?
Okay.
I don't know if it's already a joke or not. I don't care. I'm not looking it up. I just need you to hear it.
Okay.
Okay. What fruit cannot get married?
Oh God, I don't know.
All right, you ready? It's a cantaloupe. Oh my God.
That's
so
the
good.
thing you said.
It's so good. I was just driving home one day, like in the lowest of low, and I thought of that, and I was like, how did that just happen? It's so good. It just happened. Well, I definitely didn't remember it. Don't take this away from me.
Are you sure?
We'll see you. Yeah, leave that for me to you.
Oh Lord.
Can we go?
Yeah, can we go?
Oh,
can we
sorry.
do this? Can we? Just kidding. Anyway, that's it. That's the end of the show. So until next time, goodbye.